Give me one moment here, guys. I'm going to share my screen. So how this works is pretty simple. I like to, I will use Redfin. I'm only going to look for stuff on the MLS. Hold on, guys. I got to find out. There we go. I'm going to share my screen here. Application. There we go. Can you guys see Redfin? Can everybody see Redfin? Yeah, good. Okay. All right, give me a sec. I'm trying to organize these screens. All right, cool. So we're streaming here. Now, what I'm going to do is I told you I would do the first zip code, and that was Travis sent it to me. So I'm going to put the zip code in here. Is this in Claremont County? What part? 452-6. Yeah, we're east side. So I'm going to put the zip code in here. Bethel. Awesome. And I'm going to go to the map so I can have I just want to have like a bigger view of it right here. Now, I'm a firm believer that there are deals on the MLS. I don't care what anybody tells you. I will not stop saying that ever, ever, ever. I'll be almost as annoying as John Hayes if that's possible, but I'm going to preach it still. There's deals on the MLS. I don't care what anybody says. Now, let's take a look around here. Now, like let's look at like the right kind of deals, or like let's look at like what deals we want to pull, what that looks like. So I'm gonna look at my criteria, and I'm just using Redfin because anybody can use Redfin. If you guys have Deal Machine, it'll make it easier to use. But I want to talk to the people in here that just are like maybe struggling, that are like, I don't have any money, and I don't want money to be a reason you can't do deals. Like, the knowledge is one thing, but you're here to invest in yourself and to learn the knowledge to be able to do these deals. So like I want to separate everything. Now, a shortcut is using something like Deal Machine, but we're not going to do that today. We're going straight Redfin, free things. Now, here's where I'm at. I got my zip code. Ideally, I probably want more than one, but like one is fine. I'm not going to go for sale. Well, actually, I'm going to go for sale. I'll go for sale. Price. I'm going to keep the price below. I want first-time home buyer price point. That's my favorite price point. I'm going to keep it below 450, which is fine. It's probably more, but that's okay. Filters. I'm fine with any of this stuff. Filter here. I'm going to go house. I'm going to look at houses. So that gives me 9. Geez, there's not a lot out on this side of town. But look at this. All right, so like I see something here. This is interesting. I see a 1-bedroom. Is this just for the land, maybe? Travis, it looks like this is a survey, so it looks like it's probably just the land.
Probably.
Nearly
we can do a 45103 would be much more densely populated area.
All right, let's see that. 45103. Da-da-da-da. There we go. Like Owens. Yeah, this is way better. Cool. All right, let's do that again. So we'll go search up to 450. Bed and baths, we're fine with. Filters, I want to do house. We got 59. Let me see this. Multifamily. No result. All right, that's okay. All right, so we got this. We got 59 houses, 59 homes. I basically look at this as like 59 opportunities is what I'm looking at. I'm going to go max days on Redfin. Let's see what 90 days looks like. 35 homes. That's a lot. And guys, the market's different right now. So you're going to see a lot of like homes like this that have been on the market longer, like nicer homes. That's like, look, that's just a sign that that's just a sign there's stuff there, like opportunity coming. Holy cow. Look at, these are all new builds that have just been sitting. Oh, they're ready to build. They're not new builds yet. Holy cow. Why?
I'll say a lot of them might be ready to build because they just passed a huge thing in this area for like 11,000 units or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at this. So this is nice. This is dated. God, it's small. Is it that small? Man, it's super dated though. Look at that furnace. That's a furnace that's going to run forever. It was probably like one of those Williamvilles. Is that one, Travis? Williamson? Really? Yeah, those furnaces are massive and they never break. All right, let's look at this. 97 days. What do you think this thing's worth? I mean, it can't be worth this in this condition it's in. Let's look. Let's play around. Let me see here. So 275 Red Wings. So this is Beachmont. All right, so we're way out here. I mean, this thing's not worth 275 all fixed. It's not worth that all fixed up, is it? How many comps out here? I mean, it just seems like a lot of money for what this house is. But let's call. I'm going to call this agent. So let's call him right here, Steven. I'm going to call Steven, and I'm going to give him an offer on this property. It's going to be low, but let's see what we got and see if he hangs up on me. 248 7021. Oops. 248 29. Hold on one sec, guys. All right. So let's call him, and I'm going to look over here real quick. I'm going to look back over here, and I want to cast a wider net. I'm just going to go Claremont County. Oops. Wrong one. There we go. Because honestly, dude, I think that...
Hi, you reached DD for Sipsy Klein. Sorry, I wasn't able to take your call.
All right, no answer. All right, here's what I think. I think that where you're looking, I'm only saying this because like I am like no Cincinnati and whatnot, but I think that the opportunity, a lot of really good opportunity, is going to be up 32. I think right through here is a ton of really, really good opportunity, man. Like I love like all this around here. Is this where this is kind of where we were at, right?
Yeah, we're looking Batavia, Afton.
Good.
Williamsburg,
Yep. Yep.
whole strip out east.
Good. Okay. So let's look at Claremont County as cast a wide net. So filters, 111 homes. Let's just see. Look at this. Like this is what I'm looking for. 5-bed, 2-bath. Listed by Dawn. Don't know her. I'm going to call her right now. I'm going to tell her we're super interested, but for like $90,000. What's it listed for? 147. It's been on the market for 156 days. Let's see how motivated they are. All right. 513. How many people, let me know in the chat, how many people in here would are afraid to make an offer that's lower than what the listing price is? Like, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if it's intimidating a little bit, because I get it. I get it for sure. Put a 1 if you feel like it's a little intimidating. Nice. Oh, John, what are you saying? Yeah, I mean that's awesome, dude. All right, let's call some people. I want to get on the phone. 1254. Let's buy a house. Let's find a deal.
Hello, this is Dawn.
Hey, Dawn, how are you?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
Good. Hey, my name's Jarius. I was calling about your listing on 12 Mile.
Yeah.
I've had my eye on it for a little bit, and I noticed that it's been on the market for a little bit. Does your seller have any room to do anything as far as price?
I know that he's rejected anything at 120 or under.
Really?
So we've been under contract a couple of times. The buyers just, with one of them, I've told everybody, your buyer has to have enough down to not have an appraisal.
Yeah.
So one, I'll back up. One was actually a reno loan. I think what happened when the contractor got in the house was that they probably had a streamlined reno loan instead of a full-blown one. So I think that the repairs kind of cranked up the price on them, and they were no longer qualified at that point. And then we had another one where the buyer could put up to 40% down, but he was declined. I think that they said because of the area where the property was located. It's not in a floodplain according to FEMA, but I think the lender just didn't like where it was located.
Got it.
So he got declined, even though he could put 40% down on it.
Mm.
So, yeah, I mean, the seller needs to sell it. We've got an offer in right now. We're trying to work through that. It's not ideal because it's contingent. It's cash, but it's contingent on another property. So if they want to sell it, it's part of an estate. I just tell people, write me an offer and we'll see what can happen. But I know these people who wanted to offer 50 and 75 and 80, that just doesn't work.
Yeah, that I totally get that. I mean, here's the deal. It's
Right.
like, I think the house is worth probably 225, 250 all fixed up. But like, getting it fixed up is the key. Are you represent?
No horse in the race at all.
All right. Well, I would
Except the
probably,
seller.
I'd probably want you to represent me if that's fair. But I mean, I would come in at 100 cash, 0 inspections, and I'd close in like 14 days. Like no inspections at all. Just like they'd be done. No
Yeah,
contingencies.
that's what I'd expect for that property. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, could you run it by him? And you can represent both sides for me. But I'm pretty legit. Like I would 100% buy that.
Okay. I'll float it by him and see what he says.
And
I
if
know
he-
they haven't gone that low yet, but I'll find out.
Literally, I will close. Like he has to do nothing. Like I will close it where there's no inspections. There's nothing. Like I will just start. I'll renovate. I mean, I'll probably have to put. It's about 1,800 square feet. I mean, not that he cares, but just so he understands where my logic comes from is like, I'm going to put about 110,000 into it. So if I buy it for 100, I'm into it for 210. I'm going to borrow the money from a private lender, which is cash. Like obviously he doesn't have to worry about that. So I'll be into it for about 230-ish. And I probably list it for 275. So there's room to make money, and it's an hour away from my house there too. Just so you know, like I'm not just making up numbers, but super interested at like 100 on that.
Okay. I've run comps on it and I've gotten 335 to 350 out of them.
You know what?
Garage and the size of the house. So
could you
I think you have more room than.
Okay. Could you text message me? This is my number. Just the addresses and let me look at them. I'm just being a little conservative because I feel like things have kind of softened a little bit, and I don't want to.
You need to be.
I don't want to get caught holding the hot potato at 12% interest. You know what I mean?
I understand.
So there's that. So I don't think you're wrong, but I'm also like cautious a little bit. But I also have guys I got to keep busy.
Yeah, when you're dealing with something like this, you always have to think 80% of market value. So I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 80 to 90. Okay, I will run it by him and see what he says.
All right. Well, tell him 0 contingencies. I'll close before the end of the year. Like they can have Christmas money or whatever they want.
Yeah, the family's not really getting much out of it at this point.
Oh, it sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
well, maybe
they just need to get it sold for Dad's estate.
I got it. Well, let them know I'm very, very serious. So I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Talk to you soon. See you, Don.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Cool. Anybody want to buy a house in Claremont County for 110? I actually might even maybe I'll just keep it, Travis. Right? This is a super easy house. But I don't think she's wrong. I think the house is definitely worth more than 275. Just when I was kind of poking around here, guys, like this is what I was looking at. I was kind of like looking at New Richmond houses. And I know New Richmond is a very hot area. Like there's a lot of cool stuff happening out that way. So it probably is worth 300, 335. But again, I just wanted to offer less. How many people on here would have felt comfortable offering 100,000 on that? 60,000 off list. It's not normal, but whatever. All right, you guys want me to call more people? Put a emoji in the chat if you want me to call more people. Drop something in there. I would offer 90. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's keep going. So this is cool, man. I would buy this all day for freaking 100. Like that's a no-brainer. All right, let's look. So these are kind of nice here. This one looks interesting. It looks all right. Can you imagine investing in a house, renovating it, doing all this nice work, and then you're like, I'm going to take pictures with an iPhone 8. Like, oh, okay, cool. Just looking at the inside, like these photos are terrible. They're just so dark. It doesn't even make sense. And it's definitely been updated. It looks fine. Yeah. All right, so that's not for us. We're not. Now, if I'm wanting to build a cash buyer list, I would find out who did this house. So like, let's look here. I would go down, and maybe somebody didn't do it. Maybe this is just the owner, but now I'm looking for sale history. Yeah, and it hasn't sold in about 14 years, so it doesn't matter. So it's somebody that actually owned it, but they listed it for $289,900, dropped it to $265,000. Now it's at $245,000. Went pending, then hit the market again 2 days ago. These people are probably exhausted. So like maybe this is good for a turnkey person. Like I know John, we'll talk about this. Like this could be a good turnkey rental. Like if you're a busy 9 to 5 person, like that's cool. Like, but I mean, it's not what it's about, whatever. But that's cool. It's a nice little place. All right, let's look for some value add though. This is nice. This is super clean, just dated. And there might be room to like do some strategic updates here to push the values. I mean, that's fine. Kitchen is terrible. Like this is one of those ones where you put the kitchen out in this room, or you leave it where it's at and you blow out, because this is not a structural wall. So you can open this up, kind of redo the layout a little bit, because you already have to redo the kitchen. So you, in your head, you're kind of think like, how can I make this better? Cool. This is a really nice house. This is a great like house hack, owner occupant house where they can do a little bit of work to it. But we're not after that. Let's look for some more value adds. Guys, any questions? Does anybody have any questions while I'm going through this? And you guys can unmute yourself and talk if you do.
I did have a question.
Yes, what is up?
Okay, so I did have a question. So I've been looking at deals. So I do see that you're like looking more at like properties that are already more like on the fixed side. Because I did find a lot of properties that are like 9,000, 15,000, but they do need a lot of work done.
Oh, I'm not looking at the fixed side. I'm looking at like opportunities. And for this one, like for this, I'm just looking at whatever stuff that's been on the market. It can need a lot of work, and it also could not. So I'm not discriminating on any of it. I'm just looking for value add opportunities. That's what I'm really looking for.
But then are we able to look at the property maybe that I was looking at? Maybe you can give me a little more insight on it?
Yeah, of course. Is it okay? You want to put in the chat and let me call like 2 more people. Is that cool?
Yes,
All right.
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. 309. See, these are like done. I just want to find like, so here I can go here and look at my searches, and I can type in cash, because some of the keywords would be like cash offer only. So no result. All right, let's look investor. No results. Ooh. Oh, it's California, Kentucky. I don't want that. Let me do as is. Nothing. Do as is. Nothing. Okay. Well, let's go back and look. Let's go back and look here. Some more New Richmond. So let's keep scrolling and see what we can find, if anything else pops up. And then like I'm doing this on market, but now, the other way is like we can look for pre-foreclosures. We can look in county records. We can look, there's so many different ways to look for the deals. All right. Well, scroll back out. Claremont County.
Hey,
Now,
Jerry, I wanted to bring up something about my wholesale deal.
yeah, go ahead.
The day before we were supposed to close, the title company reached out to me and said the original contract does not state the contract is allowed to be assigned. And then they had me super nervous. But they said that they wanted the seller to sign the assignment agreement between me and my buyer. And I was pretty nervous, but it all worked out. But I didn't understand that. I thought that all contracts were assignable unless stated that it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had a title company do that ever before. And even if it hadn't said it, sometimes the title companies like want to be heroes and do stuff. But I mean, dude, that's a simple line that you put in there. And then it's about like positioning yourself too with the homeowner. It's like, I'll tell them like, yeah, you know what, this might not work for me, but is it okay if I show it to some people in my private listing network? This is a community of people I work really closely with that have different criteria. So, is that okay as long as you get the number you want? Yeah, that's fine. And like, you can fix that with just one little letter or like one little line there too. So yeah, but that's a
big thing too because I told them, like your 150 is safe, so you don't have to worry about any commission fees or anything. Nothing is coming out of your 150.
yeah.
And then I told them that we're just signing this in my partner's name.
Yep.
And that's kind of how I broke it down to him. And he was cool with it. But
Yep.
I never had a title company say that to me either. The day before the closing.
Yeah, just don't use them ever again, or like use them again and just put that line in there. I actually have my attorney writing up an addendum on some wholesaling stuff that changed in Ohio, and this is not about wholesaling, guys. So I'm not going to dive into that here in this community where I'm at, but yeah, but no, that's a good call out. So let's roll over. I'm just going to let's look at the deal over here real quick. All right. So what are the questions about this deal?
So yeah, a lot of I was looking. Oh, well, it's 39. I didn't look at it on here. I looked at they had it on Facebook Market and it just said 15,000.
Really? All right. Yeah, I mean, there's prices everywhere for it. What specific question do you have about it? What's going on?
Okay, so I do have a question. Like, is it like more like I would say like on the safer side? Because I am like more on I'm starting my real estate journey, so I want to like be more on like I guess the safer side to begin with. My question is like, is it better to buy houses that are like kind of like this that need a lot of work, or is it just better to buy houses that already have work put into them?
All right. So this is all right. This is like a tough one to answer for there's like not really like a one size fits all kind of thing. So here's what I'm going to share. This is like my 2 cents on this is we look at we look at what BRRRR stands for, right? Buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. Now, basically like what it really is in like layman's terms is buy something that's functionally obsolete that you can increase the value in and force the appreciation. Now, it doesn't really that doesn't necessarily mean it's a complete train wreck and it's completely destroyed. And that also doesn't mean that it's already done and turnkey and ready to go. So it really just depends on what kind of value you can add. And I'll say that if you what week are you in the academy?
This is my second week.
Yeah. So the thing is what does your buy box say? What does your area say? Because the houses that are going to need more work are going to be the ones that are built like in between 1890 and 1970 or whatever, or 1960. So like those are going to be heavier lifts, like bigger renovations, typically because they're maybe knob and tube. Maybe they have like the older windows. They have definitely mechanicals that are outdated or whatever. And those ones you can definitely add value to and push the value, but it's like more work. Like, are you full-time in real estate? Are you full-time working somewhere else? Like, what's your goals? What does that look like? Versus a home that you can buy that's completely dated in like the 1980s or 1990s that is like, I'm forcing the appreciation by updating kitchens, bathrooms, painting, and flooring, and I'm done. So the answer is like, it's not one or the other. It's like, it's just, do the numbers really work for what you're doing? Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry.
Yo.
Hey, let me answer this. How versed are you into construction? If you're a rookie, please do not take on anything that is a full gut.
Yeah.
If you don't understand full guts, that can be a big headache for a rookie. Trust me.
Tons of headache. Yeah, ton. So, I'm the one that's done these like $150,000 renovations. Like, they suck. Like, they just take a lot of work, and there's way easier things that you can do out there. So, it just depends on like where you're at and like how and the juice has got to be worth the squeeze. Like, if you're gonna do $100,000 renovation, I'm not making the same kind of profit that I would make off a $25,000 renovation. Like, I need to make more. I need to be greedier because it's way more work or way more brain power. So, does that make sense? John, John, you want to speak on that for a sec? See you're active in the chat. I can't read that fast, man. You just want to talk for a minute?